Hey, good morning, guys. Sunday morning around 8:30 Eastern. Let us get started with our weekly review. QQQ. Let's just take a look at the monthly chart, just to kind of get a bit bigger picture. So, from the monthly perspective, as you can see, just visually, this was a resistance. Since once we broke out of that, the monthly chart has not been able to break down below that, right? It has provided support. This was the first, you can say, monthly bearish trend bar, right? It closed towards the low end of its monthly range, and then we did not really see any breakdown follow through of that bar, in fact. And then after that, we just saw, or actually seeing, a month of November playing out nicely towards the upside, right? So we still have a couple of weeks left before this monthly bar takes its final shape, right? But from the looks of it, it just can just kind of keep on breaking out, and the high of the structure is not until 385-ish. So if we drill to a weekly view, so we have a nice breakout off of this channel, right? You can call it a bull flag as well, or a channel break, right? So weekly bar closed at the top end, right? And this is the sort of our reference point if we look towards the left of the chart. So anything above that, anything above 381, we can target 385 and then 390 area in extension. Okay, but bigger picture, right? If this keeps on going, January, February, all that stuff, so we can target high, all-time highs here around 405. On the pullback side, what keeps things constructive, right? From a weekly perspective, you can see we had this supply zone, this area where the price was getting rejected from, or at least paused here on Thursday, right? And then we saw a breakout above that. So that becomes your natural stop loss area on the if it wants to reverse, and if you want to kind of make sure that you get out in time, right? So from that perspective, that's your level to look for on a higher time frame. So what other scenarios can play out? We can have, if we extend that, and if we sell down, we can have a little bit of back test and then bounce, or just kind of like keep on pushing higher right here. So that's something that you can kind of keep in mind. Multiple scenarios to play out. All right, let's take a look at SPY. SPY is a little bit behind in terms of the breakout perspective from the downtrend line, right? So still, if we extend this one, we're getting there, right? So this was a good push higher here on the weekly time frame. These were the two reference points, right, where we got rejections from on a weekly basis here recently. And now this past week we saw a break above that and a close above that, and now we have this downtrend line in play. If we get break above that, this is our level to target on the initial run to the upside. On a daily basis here, this is your Friday bar closed above this whole resistance level. Maybe, who knows, overnight we rally, and just Monday morning we open up right here at around 445, and then we see a pullback. Okay, so that's something that you can keep in mind. But if we lose 438, and actually let's go to hourly view just to kind of see what's the structure like, and let me bring the levels. So okay, so this was sort of the play out, right? So this is our very short-term key level to look for any pullback, 438.2, right? That was the structure high right here. Again, on a daily level, that's also seen, but from hourly view, it's kind of, a little bit, you can see it clearly. So is that one of the moves? If we give up this area, then of course it's weak, and then we can try to target the lower zones and this support area right here. Okay, so that's how you can kind of look to trade this name, or just keep an eye on it. Apple, after earnings, right, we saw an earnings dump a little bit, and then just boom, it just kind of went up. And on a higher time frame perspective, this was the breakout. We back tested that, and then breakout further above this downtrend line. Okay, in a weekly view, looks good. On a daily view, very nice rally off of these lows. So very easily you can identify this was the resistance zone right here. That's where we saw the breakdown as well from, and now we saw a pause, couple of touch points right here towards the right, you know, it's kind of made a little bit of base here, and then it went shot up like around 5-6 points. So 181 is our sort of, you know, reference point to, as long as the structure remains above that, things look good. On the upside, we have 190 as our target. Okay. Amazon, let's take a look at the weekly chart. So big test coming for Amazon, I think, and it just has that inverse head and shoulder kind of a look and feel. You can see this was a left shoulder, head, left shoulder again, and this being our neckline resistance, 146.3. That's also our recent structure high right here. So inverse head and shoulder, or you can say, you know, cup and handle, right? That's theory is also valid. So this is our breakout point. You get above that, nice, you know, volume, 168.4 is what we're looking at. On the downside, if we like to see a maintain right now, I would say 138.3. Anything below that, bigger support is not until 133.6. So that's your downside targets if we reverse from here. But just from the looks of it, you can see we have more bullish bars, trend bars, right? Any red days we see, we see it with bottom wicks. So no you know, convincing moves by the bears for now. So looks okay. Google, again, from the looks of it in the daily chart, higher highs, higher lows, more green trend bars. Any bearish days, don't see any downside follow through. So those things kind of work in the favor of bulls. And overall perspective, this was the resistance, right? We broke out of that, we retested that, went back up, and then now we're moving up in this sort of an ascending triangle. We saw a little bit of breakdown flush after the earnings, but nothing after that. It just got back up, and you know, market participants saw it as a weakness and just, you know, stepped in to get back into the game. So right now gap fill is not until 138, 139. We have this back test scenario, so just kind of keep that in mind. But in a lower time frame, I mean, let's see hourly view, right? Looks sort of megaphonish, right? I mean, this was the move, and this was the move, and now we're right at the top. We can keep building further on top of that. This would be a good sort of support area around 131 or 132 to look for a pullback, because that was the resistance on the way up right here. Okay. All right. Tesla, let's check out the monthly view. It has been really weak, and it, as you can see, it has not participated with the bullish market in recent couple of weeks, right? It's just actually was on the opposite side. One thing is that, yes, this was the support level. We saw 195, 194 bounce, right? That was the level that it broke out from. So we saw a retest, bounce, but nothing in the past week. It's just kind of weak, close towards, not towards the weekend, but just not really on the bullish note, right? So still kind of looks weak and heavy. Could be a bear flag in play, looks like that. So daily view, gap fill play, yes, that was a good sort of from trade perspective, right? This was a gap to look for 206, and we saw a nice bounce from that area on Friday. So from trade perspective, that's what you kind of look for, right? You look for trade setups, and this gap fill was a trade setup, so good move. You know, before that in the week, let me bring the levels. If you remember, this was the triangle, so we were looking for a break above that or a break down below that. So once it break below 217, that was our sort of level to look for a short towards the structure low. And then once it broke below that, you know, then definitely gap fill is your target, and we saw a bounce from there. So from trade perspective, really good trades, right, on an intraday basis on different setups and scenarios. But from structure point of view, it remains weak until or unless we can get above 226, because that's where we have these rejections from right here, right? See, so once we get above that, yes, we can try to march higher towards 235 or even who knows like 243. But until that happens, it's not going anywhere, right? So for right now, bearish trend bar on Thursday, no follow through on the downside, just a bounce, gap fill bounce, but nothing constructive until we get above 221, 226. Okay. All right, let's take a look at NVIDIA. Monthly time frame. Again, no damage done to the structure, looks fine. No bearish follow through to the red month. That part is good as well. You know, we were thinking that, hey, this looks like a head and shoulder, right? With this being the neckline, something like that. It never happened. It did not really break down below its neckline. In fact, we are seeing a bullish couple of weeks, higher highs, nice 2 consecutive bullish weeks, and actually this could be another one, could be a nice bullish third week, right? So normally if that was to happen, you know, the price should not break down from this upper range, just like it did not for this past week, right? So the price should not break down, you know, ideally below 475, I would say. If we get into a daily view, yeah, I mean, it should, this was the recent resistance, right? You can see right here. So it should not, at least on the max, 470, 468, you know, that's the max pullback I would expect. And then that's where you can get long for a nice risk to reward, right? This could be a play as well, but that's a good risk to reward. You know, you could, stop loss could be 450, 460, something like that, and look for a move towards 502, right? That's the recent structure high right here in this time frame. So natural pause 484. I think dips can be bought until, like, you know, 469 all the way to 461, right? For march towards 502, your stop loss could be 448. Okay. Let's talk about Meta. Nice name, really looking bullish. I think if we break about this one right here, you know, 329, 325 to 330 has been the resistance historically speaking, right? So if we get like this is could be our move towards 354, 355, right? So daily looks good that way. Weekly view, here's the zoomed out view. We're nowhere close to our all-time highs, but we still have about $50-$60 to run, right? With 2 major resistances as 355 and 384, right? So, but ascending triangle look and feel, higher highs, you know, bullish weeks are more than the bearish weeks, and you know, even if it's a bearish week, it's a top, it's a bottom wick. So all those are signs of good price action absorbing the you know, selling, and just keep on pushing higher. So from that perspective, definitely looks nice, and seasonally these things do well as well in this time. So that's good. Microsoft, I know I posted this massive cup and handle view maybe a week or two ago, and it's playing out, right? I know you know, a lot of people are saying that this cannot play out, it's already stretched, all that stuff, but market can keep on going towards one direction, right? I mean, we've all seen that the recent COVID times, right? It's just, you know, market is irrational, so don't have to apply too much logic to it, right? There's logic and then there's money. So in the markets, I think money wins. So from that perspective, looks good. You have a nice breakout. Yeah, pullback can be a good opportunity, right? Till where? I would say from the pullback perspective, let me bring the levels. Yeah, anything like from 360 to 357 is a good healthy pullback. I mean, that's where definitely we can look for a long against 353. That's again if it plays out like that. But for now, it's just chasing. Yes, so I would not be buying here like as a new position, right? I would definitely wait for a pullback of some sort, or some setup, right? Intraday setup like gap fill, you know, some sort of other pattern or trade setup to look for. Just can't blindly buy it. Yes, you can use it as a sentiment to see if it's pulling back or not, but buying can be difficult at this level. Okay, let's take a look at one more. Which one is left? Yes, I like PLTR as well. Recent price structure looks good, right? We got out and above this structure level of 17.9 to 18. You know, price earnings gap, which is always good fundamentally speaking as well, so that's nice. I think I can start accumulating this thing all the way till from wherever we are right now till like, you know, $16.9, $17, right? Even gap fill, if you say, right, if you want to leave some room that in case it drops and then drop back up. So, but it looks nice. I think the level to break is 20, and then if that one breaks, weekly view, we can see a march towards 23 quickly, and then 27. You know, that's the structure high right here. Look at this one, right? That's where we have the clutter zone. That's where we broke down from right there. We tried to get back above that, couldn't do it, made a sort of a, you know, a wide cup and handle kind of a thing, and now we can just accumulate here, and then before breaking out towards 23 and 27. My buy areas could be wherever we are right now. Add could be at 17.9, right? And if you want to just wait further to see if it drops towards 15, if it does, right? But that's the risk you have to take. So looks good from that point of view. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look at Netflix. Oops. All right, weekly view. Let me get rid of this clutter. All right, so been bullish on this name. You know, I like it because it's just, at least the content they're producing is pretty good too. I like it. But other than that, from technically price action perspective, bullish weeks, higher highs, higher lows, got out of this downtrend line. All that stuff is good. Now we're reaching this 458, 460 zone. That's where we saw the breakdown from. Right here, we tested that. We tried to break out, couldn't do it. So maybe a first touch, you know, short can play out slightly towards the high end, like 480-ish if it goes there. And then, you know, just kind of quickly cover that because you don't want to stay against the trend. But other than that, it looks fine. You know, it's just nicely constructing. So I would say 435, 436 is your reference point. Keeping above that, staying above that, you know, this 458 is our target. Anything below 436, sure, we can look for our little flush towards 425 or even, you know, 415. But other than that, no scenarios towards the weak side. Really looks good. Just pullbacks for now because the bearish days are small and the bullish days are nice and strong towards the upside. So typical definition of a bullish trend. Okay. One more thing, race. I know we got in, and you know, some of you might have taken it out or still in the position. I'm still in the position. I'm keeping it for the long term. You know, I've been accumulating this name, and I will keep on doing that. I am not selling this name for now. Just staying with it, right? But my buy is around 285, so I have a good, nice cushion after the earnings here. Okay, hope you guys like this little weekly update. If you have any questions, comments, let me know, and have a good rest of your week, guys. Take care.